One final send-off for Imanol Alguacil at the Reale Arena in San Sebastian. A night to remember for him as Real Sociedad played their final home game of the season against Girona. A game that saw 5 goals and a game that began with an honorary tifo and a thank you at the center circle for the man who will be leaving the club at season's end. And it started in grand fashion for everybody. Goals abound. Ander Barrenechea had a chance. Javi Lopez as well. It was saved by the 19-year-old keeper on his debut, Vladislav Krapitsov. The ensuing corner, though, was the beginning of the goal scoring. Corner came in and it was Pablo Marin. That time the new keeper had no chance to make a stop. 4 minutes in and La Real were on the board. A hug for Imanol was imminent. It had to happen. And so it did. Marin scoring his first ever goal in La Liga. EA Sports, his second goal with the senior club after scoring earlier this season in the Europa League. It put La Real up by 1-0, and Imanol thought that might be the hug and the moment, but as it turned out, there would be many more of those, and they almost got a second one. Good defending in the end from Alejandro Frances, who knocked it away from Mikel Oyarzabal. Had to get in the way of that cross, and that's when Girona decided to make their way into the game. Yasser Esprilla sets up Christian Stuani, who had scored each of the club's last 4 goals, make that 5 now, 11 on the season for him. The savior of Girona this year, who scored the goal to keep them in the top flight mathematically on Tuesday against Valladolid, makes it 1-1. This was just 10 minutes into proceedings, so plenty of time left for more to happen, and Asprilla was good on the left-hand side today. He found Viktor Sigankov on this occasion. And further along came a chance in the box for Take Kubo, and he was bowled over, which made it a little bit more difficult for Girona to get themselves back in the game where they wanted it to be. Kubo hit from behind by Asprilla. As he stuck his leg out right there, he got Kubo in the back heel. Kubo hits the ground. Referee whistles penalty, and it's Mikel Oyarzabal to step up and take it and send Kaprizov the wrong way. Another goal for Oyarzabal gives him 9 on the season. This was just 20 minutes in, so all right, to 2-1 we go. And actually another hug for Imanol was imminent, but this is part of the proceedings to know exactly what they were fighting for. At 2-1, it felt like there were more goals in this one, and we were right. But first, it was time for a couple of other moments, like a big save from Krapitsov, his first important intervention of the day. Again, just 19 years old, the Ukrainian making his first ever start for any senior club. Came over from Dnipro in the Ukrainian league from their academy. Was given his chance here. Girona would again try to respond down the left with Asprilla, who found Sigankov on this occasion and put it over the bar. Continuing along in the first half, it was once again that man Kubo trying to create, and this one took him a bit too close to the byline. John Solis was able to get in the way as Kubo earned a corner for his side. Cross in from Brais Mendes had Igor Zubeldia thinking this was his moment. A chance for him that was redirected just wide. A good effort on the ball. And that was just before the halftime whistle. And so too was this. Kubo trying to hit it well, and how about that from Krapitsov? Another save. It's a beautiful strike. The Japanese winger who took it on the volley and nearly nestled it into the far corner, but Krapitsov got a hand to it. Look at that for a reaction. And look at that for a hit. Into the second half we would roll, and this is not more than 30 seconds into it. Ivan Martin had a chance to tie the game, and he was denied by Alex Remiro. A real solid chance to make it 2-2 without even a minute having been played. And Ivan Martin misses his chance this time, well onside in the build-up. Took one dribble to set himself up, had a decision to make, and Remiro, with a good reaction, was wise to what he was trying to do. So it stays 2-1, and we would continue on with Real looking for an opportunity in the other direction. John Solis commits a foul on Brais Mendes. It's a yellow card for Solis, one that would ultimately see him taken off the pitch not too long after. Asprilla trying to keep the ball at his feet, looking for an opportunity. This would be left by Solis for Martin, who this time does hit the target, but again is denied by Remiro. Another big save from him. Ultimately, it was Remiro who we listed as our MVP of the game, thanks to moments like this one. Be it for Brais Mendes and Ander Barrenechea at the end of a long run of games at the Real Arena here at home this season. Luka Sucic and Sergio Gomez would come on in their place, and for Girona, Artur and Abel Ruiz would make their way in, sending Martin and Solis to the sidelines. Frustrated Hamadi Traoré got into it with Christian Stuani during this game, and he was taken out perhaps as a precaution after picking up a yellow card. John Aramburu took his place, and after a solid performance and a goal from Pablo Marin, he would be replaced by Beñat Turrientes. Stuani heard a couple of whistles, and he came in for the other Girona legend, and those whistles turned into cheers when Porto entered the pitch. Former La Real man, who they are happy to see back. A nice ovation for him. And it was Porto who immediately made an impact. He scored 7 goals in La Liga EA Sports last season. Did not celebrate this one. This was his first of the year. Porto on the board. And for Girona, not a moment too soon, leveling the game at 2 goals apiece. Victor Sigankov with his 5th assist of the season. It's a nice layoff, and Porto gets just enough on it to make it count. coming the other way, Turrientes with an excellent effort that flashed just wide of the target. And we would see a man come on the pitch who would make a big difference in the final 10 minutes. Mariet Currena is the man who had his moment, and Imanol's moment got bigger. First, though, there was a fizzing shot that led Real Sociedad astray from Turrientes. Did take a flicked deflection. There was this shot from Yasser Esprilla that was headed on target. Brilliant stop by Remiro again. One that you would expect him to make, but the effort from Esprilla to get this on target with such pace. And then came the moment from Mariet Currena, a winner on Imanol Day. A third goal, Mariet Currena's second of the season, and an excellent readjustment from him too after Oyarzabal popped it up. He had to recalculate, take it on the volley, and although Krapitsov was able to get a hand to it, it wasn't enough to keep it out. It's a solid strike and a winning strike as Girona looked for a potential equalizer. Their best chance might have actually been a shout for a penalty as Arnal Martinez was stroked softly in the face right there. As you can see, it was not enough for the referees to take a further look and talk to VAR, and so that is how the game ended on Imanol's final day. Real Sociedad 3, Girona 2.